I want to welcome you to the show, Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max. We have one of the nicest MCs in the game. He's definitely up and coming. He's going to be taking over very soon. Just signed a brand new deal with Roc Nation. He's got a lot on the way. He's a true MC, and he's a student and fan of real hip hop. That's the main thing. He understands the importance and essence of what hip hop is. Reuben Vincent is in the building. Reuben
Hey man,
Vincent,
that
what's
was a
going
great
on, man?
introduction, man. Appreciate that, man.
Of
I
course.
appreciate it.
Congratulations, man. How does it feel to finally sign that deal with Roc Nation going into this year?
It's a blessing, man. It's like I feel like, just to be a part of that lineage is dope. And to carry the torch and be passed down. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing, man. And I'm just ready to go full-fledged with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I can say. It's a blessing for real.
Huge, huge, huge. What do you have planned next now that you're finally signed? What's planned next? The album? What do you have on the way?
Definitely more music. Just you're gonna see a lot more of me. You know what I'm saying? More visual content, more projects, you know what I'm saying? Definitely an album on the way. But I got a couple more stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot more of me, man. Just giving y'all true, true art. You know what I'm saying? So
I get
that's
the
what
big picture when I take the big L.
hey. Yes, sir. Yes,
This is from
sir.
the
All
lifestyles of poor and dangerous.
close, bro. Big L's a legend. Big L's a huge legend. And just for him to like the way his words was just like the way he just came up with it, and he just was so witty and just so slick with everything. I'm like, man. And that was just a perfect setup for what I was talking about in the song. So I was actually listening to that song today. I was going back because I don't
Close.
really, I don't really get to go back and like, after I put a project out, I'm always like working on new stuff. So I never really sit and get to like digest. So I just was taking a road trip today, and I went and listened to Myers Park, Boy Meets World, like just to go back and just see the progression.
And we see that. And you mentioned Big L being witty with his words. That's what you are. And that's what you did right there with that line.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. That's something in the art that I've always, try to make sure I have in my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just I grew up on the artists who, what I'm saying, know how to have punchlines, but also know how to tell a story, you know what I'm saying? And just able to be witty. That's what hip hop is, really. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who it is, you know what I'm saying, you're being clever with your words. So I try to make sure I always have that. But obviously Big L was one of them, Wayne, Jay, you know what I mean? Like Biggie, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on, just different people that was so witty with the way they was going. So those are the people that I looked up to for sure. So
Just the way you were able to put two classic Big L albums in that one bar. It was crazy.
facts, man, facts. And I was just like, yo, it was just a perfect setup.
Yeah.
Like that's how I look at stuff. I was looking at the words and I was like, yo, I can paint a picture out of this.
Yeah. And you did. I want to take it back to the beginning because when I was in touch with your manager, I wanted to make this a documentary style interview, which is what I do for most of my interviews, unless they're pressed for time. So let's take it back. Let's take it back to the beginning and tell me what it was like for your experience of growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina.
For me, growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina, it was like a mix, of everything. Like I come from like a Liberian home, you know what I'm saying? And I grew up on the east side of Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? On like, Albemarle Road, all down that strip, like no cap, I've lived all down that strip. Like I went from like a little kid, like people in Charlotte know when I say this, like Kilbourne Road, like I lived over there, and then I moved to like Albemarle the Strip. I was like in one apartment, which was I think it was like Lake Point, and then it's like I moved up, and then I got a crib, but I was living on the east side for most of my life, and it was a lot of people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it was just a mixed crowd, but obviously a lot more people that look like me. And then when I was 16, you know what I'm saying, due to like, some of the stuff my family was going through, my mom was like, nah, she want to move us to the South, you know what I'm saying, just to get us away from, all the chaos and stuff like that, and just, relocate, you know what I'm saying, refigure stuff out. And so over there was a little bit more quiet, you know what I'm saying? It was a little bit more like, there was not a lot of people that looked like me on that side. So like, I kind of was like drawn back. I kind of closed myself up, but it gave me the more chance to work on my music. You know what I'm saying? And around the same time, I'm at ninth and stuff like that. So just seeing both of those sides, you know what I'm saying? I get a lot. And then also for our like Black culture, I can say it's like it's a melting pot of different, you know, cultures. There's people that's coming in from New York. There's people that's from Charlotte, from the South. There's people that's coming from Atlanta, just a whole bunch of different cultures. So it's all that melting pot, excuse me, but we Southern, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that. It's that soul in there. It's just a lot of soul in North Carolina. So
You could tell that, especially with your music, that you are a learner and a fan of hip hop. And your father was really the one that kind of put you on to it, because he used to drive around with you in the car and he would play Nas, Biggie, J, 50 Cent. So you would learn from him and what he was playing to you.
yeah, literally, like I didn't grow up with I didn't live with my pops ever, like growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like it was me and my mom's. It was her and her husband at one point. Then it was me and my moms and my siblings. So, but when he would pick me up, the way we would bond was music. You know what I'm saying? And just being able to have that experience, like of us just riding around. Like obviously, when I got a little bit older, things changed. But when I was younger, the first memories I do have was him picking me up. You know what I'm saying? In the baby blue Cadillac that he had, and just riding around listening to all the classics. So, you know, I feel like that stemmed, you know, the hunger, you know what I'm saying? And it just more installed what I was like turning into. So that was like the way that me and my pops had bonded when I was a little kid. Like I remember like being 3 years old, you know what I'm saying, 4 years old, 5 years old, hearing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So hearing that early on, and then going back to my mom's house, getting in trouble because I'm sneaking watching freaking BET at 12 o'clock at night, BET Uncut, and all this other stuff, like just doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. But, you know, getting in trouble and then going to my dad's house for the weekend, thinking I'm gonna get away from it. My mom comes, picks me up. She see me in the living room watching BET. Like, you just couldn't take me away from it. So that just grew to more love. And then as I got older and older and had more time to myself and like, you know, becoming a man, rap was a thing that kind of just helped me really. You know what I'm saying? All the guys I looked up to was like, you know, heroes to me. And I think for me, that kind of just helped me like, you know, push through, you know what I'm saying? As a boy, you know what I'm saying, growing into the man I'm trying to become. So I think all of that just molded me, and I just got into Kanye, I got into Wayne, I got into Jay, then I got into Nas, I got into Big, MF Doom, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, all the other Outkast, you know, Andre 3000, you know, just different, just hip hop general, Eminem's, everybody, you know what I'm saying? I study everybody and I'm just a student of the game. So definitely stems from there though.
Student in the game, you can definitely tell, especially with your rhymes and who you reference on your albums. It's important in what you're doing for hip hop, because the youth, I don't know what's going on out here. There's a lot. I feel as though that 2022 and 2021 was the turning point year where the bars are in demand finally. Where most of hip hop fans, they want to hear the bars again, and we haven't been in that point in years.
Absolutely. I feel like, you know, one thing I try to do, man, is try to like make sure I hope it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? I always want a balance when it comes to this. Like, you know, sometimes I do like to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't want to hear the most prolific, you know, stuff, but it's a balance. We need a balance of both. And I feel like there was at a time where it wasn't a balance. And you know what I'm saying? It's now getting to a time where, you know what I'm saying, you can listen to two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to Babyface Ray. You know what I'm saying? Some days, you know, some days that's just how I feel. You feel me? So, or ESTG, you know what I'm saying? I listen to those type of stuff, but also now I turn around and like I said, I will turn on Doom and I will turn on, you know, Nas, or will turn on Outkast, or turn on Kendrick, or then turn on Stevie Wonder, Sade, you know what I'm saying? Steely Dan, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a music connoisseur. So I feel like it's room for everything, but I definitely understand where you're coming from. And I understand that at a time it wasn't as balanced as it is now. And I just hope that I can be somebody that can, you know, put that stamp in and, you know, have that change into like just everywhere on a bigger platform. So
I think you're doing it already, and then that's why you're here, why you signed your deal. Another bonding factor between you and your father was video games. You used to play Madden and 2K. You got your placement in Madden, no
yeah,
problems. That was huge.
yeah, that's a fact. That's another, definitely another bonding thing. Like when I go to his house, you know what I'm saying? My pops, he worked, but when he had free time, it was either we was listening to music or we was playing the game. You know what I'm saying? So it was like just hearing that, and being around and getting to play the game out, it just was something we used to do, like you said, just a bond. So for it to come back full circle, and it's like, look, what I'm saying, I'm on the Madden soundtrack. It was just crazy to me, and it felt like a blessing out of the sky for real. So I was in LA, me and Ninth, we had went to the ESPN office, I think, or the Madden office, you know what I'm saying? Not ESPN Madden, excuse me, but it was the Madden office. And then we was like up there, it was like, yeah, we need some new songs. And Crisis had posted a beat that day on Instagram. And it sounded like Madden to me. Like it sounded like what I used to play, you know what I'm saying, playing football and stuff. So I just remember that chant too from like when we was youngest playing football, like in the field, like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I had to put that in there, and just it came out dope, man. A lot of people love that record.
You're a Panthers fan by default because your father is a Panthers fan.
Facts. You did your research, man.
Thanks,
That's
man.
dope. You did your research, man. That's dope. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm from Carolina too, so it's like,
It makes sense.
you know what I'm saying? It was inevitable. You know what I'm saying? It was not just him, but it was also like my friends, my people around me. So it's just like, and it's where I'm from. Like I'm a Hornets fan by default too. You know what I'm saying? I love Kobe, you know what I'm saying? I love Bron, but I'm a Hornets fan by default. And I'm glad that we got Melo over here, you know what I'm saying? And Miles Bridges is going crazy. We got Scary Terry. We got a few people. So I like seeing the progression of the squad.
Yeah. You took Sam Darnold off my Jets' hands. Thank God. We're dodging a bullet with that one.
That's a fact. That's a fact, though. That's a big fact. That would have been, ugh.
I feel bad for the Panthers that they have that guy, Darnold.
Hey,
They got to put Newton back in.
hey, man, I'm trying to tell. We've been having this conversation, me and my boys, bro. It's like, what is he doing? I don't, you know what I'm saying? Much love to the man, but what are you doing right now? You're making us look bad right now. So, it's gonna come for a change, though. I got hope in us. So yeah.
I do too. And you were close that year against the Broncos. You were close.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, you could have beat them.
Hey, the city was gonna turn up too. The city was gonna turn up if that happened. I remember that night like it was yesterday. It was so sad driving home after the game lost. Like after they lost the game, I was like, yo, like the streets was empty. It was so depressing going to school the next day. Like, cause the city was gonna turn up. And I really felt like that was gonna be a breakage for our city, back then. So, but I think it was dope that, our city started to get the spotlight on us, obviously, when, the baby, you know what I'm saying, with him, and then also the All-Star game and Cole, you know what I'm saying, just he's North Carolina, he's from Fayetteville, but him coming and doing that in Charlotte, and just everything that's been happening in Charlotte, the growth that we've been having in Charlotte is crazy. So just for the Carolinas in whole. So
Carolina is very underrated as far as their hip hop scene goes. They don't get the credit that they're deserved, but I think that's going to come soon, especially with you being a new signee to Roc Nation too.
absolutely, man. We got a lot of people in here. We got a lot of legends. We got Ninth. We got Rapsody. We got Cole. We got the baby who is, people can say whatever they want to say, but he's a new legend, and like you said, we have me coming up next, and I'm definitely trying to be a part of that. We got a little brother, you know what I'm saying? I can't forget them. PD Pablo, so it's like, but nah, like, it's gonna be time, man. It's just give us a couple years and just watch. Like the same way Dre was like, the South got something to say, like the Carolinas is about to, play a big part in this music thing. Like the way people look at New York, the way people look at California, the way people look at Atlanta, like just for, our like music as a whole and our culture, they about to start coming to North Carolina.
I agree. And the thing about North Carolina is that they keep it real with the bars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you guys do out there.
Mm-hmm. It's the soul, man. It's the soul. It's a part of us, man. It's a part of us. It's in our roots.
Yeah.
Yes,
I want to get into an influence of yours, which is Bow Wow, because your two older girl cousins that you were in the house with used to play Bow Wow.
Yo, you did your research, man. That's crazy. Yeah, like my first remembrance of like rap music was Bow Wow. Like truthfully, like obviously I was born in 2000. So think about it, like it was me, my mom, and my mom had two cousins that she brought back home from Africa, and they were like 16, 15. Like then they were growing up in my mom's crib, and like me being like a toddler, me being 3, 4, they love Bow Wow. So back then I was looking at it like, all right, if he can do that, imagine what I can do. You know what I'm saying? And he was like 13. He was the closest thing I seen to, granted I was a kid, but he was like the closest thing to something to me. You feel me? So it was like, just seeing it, I was like, whoa, this kid is a superstar. He ain't even an adult yet. You know what I'm saying? So it just was like, whoa, if he can do that, just imagine what I can do. And obviously I'm kind of glad that even though I started a little bit early, I'm kind of glad mine went the way it did, because I don't think I would have been ready to handle anything at 13. You know what I'm saying? I had to go through a little bit of life, a little bit of, struggle, triumph, all of that, so, and I still haven't even went through a whole bunch. I'm only 21, but from 13 to now, I've definitely seen a lot. So yeah, I'm just glad I took this path instead of, because I was like, yo, Bow Wow, like I'm trying to be 13 and that dude, you feel me? So
But it was for the best. Better things come to those who wait.
Yep. Better comes to those that wait, man. You know what I'm saying? Would you rather be a Trent or Ralph Lauren? So that's how I look at it, man. You go up quick, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna fall as fast as you got it. But if you would you rather do, take the elevator or the stairs? You're gonna appreciate it a little bit more when you take them stairs. And then
you worked for it too.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta put in the work. It's about consistency. It's just about putting in the effort, man. Energy begets energy.
You're right.
So that's how I look at it. That's how I've always treated things. And, that's something that I always just try to show with everything I do. Is just, hard work, leadership, just being somebody that's, focused and trying to, accomplish something. So
at the age of 13, you go into your closet, you start recording a project, you name it your middle name, you release it. All of a sudden, the traction starts going on Twitter, and it gets to Knife Wonder, and you actually sent him an email the week before that you released it.
Nah, actually, what happened was I was almost going to email him, but I ended up not emailing him. So what happened was I was going by my middle name, which was Esau with a $. And, the project was called Adolescent. And it was like, I've always done rap and stuff, but it was my first time like trying it. I didn't have nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? I was being in the house a lot. I had to kind of like stay home, and like, it was just my mom at the crib. So it was just, I had to kind of be big brother. You know what I'm saying? All my friends is just going outside and kind of like, just being, boys, you know what I'm saying? We was, obviously I would go out there too, but I had to stay in the house a little bit more because I had a brother and sister to watch over. You know what I'm saying? So while I was in the house, I just had the headphones in, and it was Apple headphones, and I put them in my laptop, and I'll just be recording, and I was like, I'm gonna just put a mixtape out. Why not? Just so I can go show my friends at school. And, obviously I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't think it was gonna get that far so soon. And I remember I was trying to email though all my favorite producers. Like, I was looking up emails, but looking back, they probably was fake ones. You know what I'm saying? It was like DJ Premier, freaking Swizz Beats, like all these people, like just all the legends, like Timberland. I was looking up how to find Timberland's email, like all the legends, and Knife was the last person I was gonna email. But I just was like, yo, I'll try to email all these other dudes. They didn't see it. He's probably never gonna see it. So I just went to school that week, and I didn't have a phone at the time. And so I go home and go on my laptop, and I check my notifications, and it was like 21 notifications. I was like, what? And cause I had just made a Twitter, like, cause they was like, oh, if you want to rap, you gotta have a Twitter and stuff. So I was like, all right, I made a Twitter. And one of the notifications was, the dude was like, yo, I don't know this kid. I don't have a dog in this fight, but he's 13. You definitely should check him out. He will definitely be a good part of Jamla or something like that. And Knife was just, on tour in, I think, London or France, somewhere, out of state. And I remember him just saying, like, he was just checking Twitter, and he saw that, he said that, like, yo, you don't know this kid. So he checked it out, and he followed me, followed me. And ever since then, they kept in touch. But, I would go up like once or twice every 2 years, like not every 2 years, but once or twice a year. And it was like that until like I turned 16, and then started coming up, like spending my spring breaks up here. You know what I'm saying? Like sacrificing my summers up here because like I was seeing a shift in my friends. It was either like, all right, you was in school, you was on your path, you was either in sports, some was getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? There was a few of my friends getting in trouble. So it was like either sports, you getting in trouble, or you in school. And for me, I was like, nah, like I see this as something that can get me a way out of anything that my family is going through back home, like getting into trouble. This is a way out. So I was just sacrificing my time to be up here. And when I turned 16, he was like, yo, you sound ready. Cause they was telling me like, yo, you need to work on your breathing, you rapping too fast. It was kind of like they was kind of preparing me, for everything. So letting me, mess up, make mistakes. And then when I turned 16, he was like, yo, you sound like you ready. And ever since then, I just hit the ground running. I took full fledged.
Mm-hmm. When they followed you on Twitter, that you thought they were fake accounts, you told your mother about it, and your mother was like, who's Knife Wonder? And you said, look it up on
Yeah,
Wikipedia.
yeah. My mom is Liberian, man. You know what I'm saying? She be in her own world, you know what I'm saying? She go to church and she works super hard. Like my mom is a soldier for real. I'll be tough. Like in my head, I'll be like, yo, she's so gangster, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's like the illest. So, she really be, and especially at that time, like I said, she was a single mom. So she was like working like 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it was like so she was just like, who is it? She's not in tune. You know what I'm saying? So she was just like, who's Knife Wonder? Like, and when she saw it, she was like, oh wow, like, cause she never, like, people used to tell her like, yo, your kid, like, he got talent, but and she knew, but she was like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? He's a kid, like, you feel me? She was always supportive, but she knew I was a kid. I still had life to go through. So when she seen that, it was just like, oh wow, like, so ever since then, she's been super supportive, man. She held me down for sure.
How did she feel when you signed the new deal at Roc Nation?
Man, she was happy, man. She was just she prayed. She was just like, it's bittersweet for us. You know what I'm saying, in a good way. You know, for just the stuff that we've things that happened for us to get here, and you know what I'm saying, the struggles, and then the resilience, and then the hard work. It just you know what I'm saying, she knows the story better than anybody. So I know it was very it hit her, a little bit more, even as much as it did me, or even more. So she was lit.
I know what you mean, 100%. And the journey's going along right around here. You're releasing new material, you got the new deal, but you had the opportunity to freestyle for DJ Premier in front of him.
Mm-hmm. Another milestone. Shout out to DJ Premier, one of the legends, man. One of the legends, man. I used to, ride around playing, kicking the door at ignorant levels. You know what I'm saying? Friend or foe, like, it's just so for him to just, tell me that I got it and put me on his show. It's funny because I wasn't even supposed to rap that day. Well, I didn't know I was going to rap that day. I actually went up there with two of my label mates, Swank and Drag, you know what I'm saying, who's on Jamla. And they were going up there to freestyle for him. And I was just sitting back, like, in the back watching it. And he was like, yo, you're not going to come up and rap? And I was like, oh, like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I just was like, all right, this is my opportunity right now. So I was like, let me kick it off real quick. So, yeah. That was a blessing, though. That's a blessing. Shout out to DJ Premier. That's the OG.
That's a milestone for sure. Gangstar legend, all the
Absolutely.
Gangstar music that he
Guru.
produced too.
Yep. Rest in peace, Guru.
Unbelievable. And that's a milestone right there. You're always going to look back on there. You have the approval of one of the greatest producers of all time. And what matters in the end is that all these real hip hop heads respect and have put the stamp on you, because if you're doing what's right in their eyes, that's all it takes. And that's all that matters.
Absolutely,
Swizz
man.
Beats saying that you're next up.
Yeah, that's
That's
that's the
huge.
that's the OG too. Shout out to
Yeah.
Swizz, and he's been rocking with me early. Like, he was rocking with me. Like, he was one of the, other than obviously Ninth and rap and being a part of Jamla, he was like my first cosign. So you know, he's just been rocking with me ever since. He always showed me love, you know, and that's one dude, man, like that's my guy forever just because of that, you know. So shout out to Swizz, man. He's a legend. Like, who wouldn't want Swizz to be telling him like, yo, you got it? So
I want to talk about how you kept your composure by being in the same room as Kendrick Lamar.
yeah, man. I remember that's crazy. I was 16 or 17. That was one of the first actually dudes I've like met, like in like other, like I said, other than Knife and them, like, you know, he had came down to Raleigh for a show. It was a TDE show. So that whole night I got to meet the whole like TDE Schoolboy, all of them, Isaiah Rashad. I got to meet Cole that night. And then last but not least, I got to meet Kendrick. And you know, Knife had already been talking to him about me, so he knew who I was. And I look up to Kendrick, you know, like he definitely he paved the way for, you know, where I want to take it and, you know, obviously elevated, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, yo, like it was just crazy that night. And, you know, it was obviously like he had just got out of the show and he was just like he knew who I was. And for him to even just acknowledge me in that way, it was like, all right, I'm like stepping in the right path. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely had to keep my composure, but in my head, like I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm a kid, man. I'm 16, 17, meeting this dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was just like, whoa, like I ain't know how to feel. And it was just that night I went to the studio. I ain't go to sleep. I went to the studio and was like, all right, bet. I gotta keep working.
What were the words that he told you exactly?
It was like so Knife walked in, Knife dapped him up, and then Knife was like, yeah, this the kid I've been telling you about. And he was like, what's up, man? He dapped me up and he was like, how you like, he was, you know, conversating, and I was just telling him how much he was a big inspiration to me. And I was just like, yo, like you took it to another level. I was just, you know, giving him his respect that, you know what I'm saying, he earned and he deserves, obviously. So then we were just sitting there having a conversation with him, and he was like, you from Charlotte, right? You know what I'm saying? Just I guess Knife and him had this conversation. So for him to even just remember that, you know what I'm saying, it just was like, yo, to me. You dig what I'm saying? And I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget that moment. That was definitely one of the moments in the beginning. I was like, whoa, like, okay, I can go somewhere with this, you know?
The producers talk when they take in an artist. I've noticed that they talk about their artists that they take in and see potential into other people. 100%.
Absolutely, man. Knife is he's he's the Yoda, he's the maestro, man. He knows what he's doing, man. He just the way he just thinks, man. He's ahead for sure. He's been like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's just an honor that he took me in. You know what I'm saying? As somebody that he sees that has potential to be one of the next ones, and you know, to be able to, you know, invest the time in me and invest, you know, things in me where like I've never had nothing before. So, you know, just to be able to have somebody like him in my corner is a blessing.
Rapsody as well. She's the battery in your back that you referenced before because you would send her rhymes to ask her, "Is this good? Should I change this?" And she told you never to do that and do what you feel is right and what you
Yep.
feel as though sounds right.
Yep. When I was 14, like I used to text her, be like, yo, what you think of this bar? Like, you know, I was trying to impress her. She's one of the illest lyricists, like, and she's just one of the illest, period. So I just was like, yo, what you think of this line? What you think of this line? And she was like, yo, never second guess yourself. And that just put the confidence in me to like, all right, I need to be firm and confident no matter who's in the room with what I'm talking about. And she instilled that in me young, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, another person in my corner that I'm just grateful to have that, like you said, has built me to get to the point where I'm at now and, you know, just help me, you know what I'm saying, willingly, you know what I'm saying? She didn't have to, Knife didn't have to. So, you know, I'm just grateful for these opportunities, man. Like anytime I got to be in the studio, anytime I got to do something, I'm there because like these people granted these blessings with me and I want to be able to, you know, share the blessings with somebody else someday. So that's she's like the big sis, man. That's the homie. Like regardless of just rap, she's just a homie. No pun intended. You feel me? So that shout out to rap for sure.
I remember hearing the story about you meeting Jay-Z for the first time. You just couldn't believe it. And you kept your composure in that moment too, because you said, oh, wow, that's Hove in the room. And we'll talk about the studio session with Busta Rhymes after. But when was this that you first met Jay-Z and you were in the room with him?
Ironically, it was the Rock office 2 years ago. I was up there with Rap. She was working on Eve, and I was just, walking, shadowing behind her, like, just seeing stuff. Like I was a kid fresh out of high school, and she was in the building, and I Hope just did B-sides the night before. So he had came to the Rock office the next day. He was, making his rounds around the building, and he came into the room where we was in. It was me, Rap, my boy Swank, and Law, and he just walked in, just had a regular conversation with us, and dipped out. Walked into the elevator. He hit one floor, we hit the other floor, and that was it. But it was just dope to see, like, one thing I try to just observe everything and take everything in, regardless of who he was. You know what I'm saying? He just was just being him, and you know what I'm saying. I respected that. You know what I'm saying? It just the demeanor. You just understood. You saw why he was where he was. You know what I'm saying? And it just was something that I took in. Like, okay, like, like, it was just dope to see that, because, like, people will think a different thing about you when you have a certain status in front of your name, and he's a human just like us. And I've always viewed that with everybody, but it's also dope to see how far you can take it as a person. You know what I'm saying? And he's the legend. So I looked up to Jay like my whole life. Jay, Kanye, like, just being real. So it's like seeing him in the flesh, I was like, okay, I'm in the right room somehow. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know where it was going at the time. It wasn't like I wasn't, like I said, I was just rolling with Rap. It wasn't like I was over there to get signed. Like, I was just, in the building. And for me to just see him, it's just like, oh, that's Hove. Like, that's the greatest. You feel me? So it just made me, it just showed me that I was in the right rooms.
And here you are, you got the deal signed. We'll get into that whole deal, but that night, because I want to bridge this all together, that night you went to the studio with Busta Rhymes. Now, was it Rhapsody that took you to the studio with Busta Rhymes?
Yeah, so it was me, Ninth, Rhapsody, and Busta Rhymes, and Swank as well. But I had text Ninth because Ninth was on the plane in New York. It was just a whole, like, like, we was all out there, and I was like, yo, like, I just met Hove in the Rock building. And he was like, buckle up, you about to be in the studio with Busta tonight. And I was like, whoa, like, I'm in the hotel after the whole situation. I'm sitting in the hotel trying to, figure out what just happened. And I'm like, whoa, like, so I walked up to Busta. I'm like, yo, my name is Reuben. He's like, I know who you are with your rapping ass. That's the first thing he said to me. He was like, I know who you are with your rapping ass. He was like, no, you be going. Like, I'll be peeping. You be rapping, bro. Like, you be spitting. And I was like, Busta is saying this. Like, Busta's another person that, watching his videos growing up, you know what I'm saying? I'm into music videos and just listening to his albums and the potency in them. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the illest rappers to ever do it as well. So just for him to acknowledge me in that way, like I said, it was just another confirmation that I was walking in the right, path. And it was like, all right, like, I'm supposed to be here. It shook me up. And that was ironically that same day I had got the beat for State of Mind, which was the record I had put out last year, which ultimately got me signed to the Roc.
And that's the one I used to promote for the show here tonight as the first slide. I used that song because just the way that you flipped your words on that and just the New York State of Mind beat and the way that that was flipped. And it's just hip hop right there in a shell, as you can see right there. But in your freestyle for Revolt, when you freestyled, you mentioned that you wanted to win the Oscars in 10 years. Busta Rhymes has been in some movies, Halloween Resurrection. What is it that you want to accomplish in the field of film? Is it that you want to be a writer? Is it an actor? What is it that you want to accomplish in the field of film?
Honestly, both. You know what I'm saying? I have ideas, of scripts and just, concepts. Like, I'm involved with all my music videos, so I'm big on, visuals and stuff. So I would love to write. I would love to direct, but I definitely want to get in the acting bag. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And be in a couple movies and play different characters that people wouldn't expect. You know what I'm saying? And just be as much as a potent rapper I am, also be a potent actor. So when I said 10 years from now, y'all gonna see me at the Oscars, is because I want to see myself. I see myself winning an Oscar in 10 years for being in a movie. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, doing something, but definitely acting is what I was going to when I wrote that line.
Like Dave E said, rapping and acting, just want to keep up with Pac.
Facts. Pac is a GOAT when it comes. He's the best rapper actor to me, him and Ice Cube.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's always a conversation when they say Will Smith, but
I love Will.
Here's the thing: Will Smith is always just going to be an actor to me. Will Smith was a rapper. He was. Right. You got to give him his credit on that. But to me, Will Smith's more of an actor. When we think of Will Smith, he's more of an actor.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And it's crazy you say that because me and my homeboys having that conversation the other day, and he was like, "Who's the best one?" And I was like, "When you say best rapper actor, they have to be best at rapping and acting." That's how I looked at it. So, you know, for me personally, you know, Will Smith is great at everything he's done. You know, he's been pioneering this culture. But for me, Pac and Ice Cube hold that crown, and Snoop.
I agree.
Those are the names I would name when it comes to actor rappers. That's like the best. And there's more names, honorable mentions and stuff like that too. But those are my top three.
What role is it that you want to play that people wouldn't even think of? Because you mentioned it before. What would be the type of character that you would play?
There's a few. I definitely want to play like a bad guy in something. Not even, it don't even have to be like a super bad guy, but a character that's the total opposite of me. You know what I'm saying? Like just the total opposite of my whole character and my being and my, you know, embodiment. But also like I would love to play somebody who's done something in, you know, in our history, you know, in our Black history, you know, just other different ones, like just stuff you wouldn't see me in, you know what I'm saying? But also doing it at a very high rate, you know what I'm saying? And just tapping into that bag. And obviously, if I were to get into acting, I'll be very strategic with the roles I pick. But it got to be right. As long as it's right, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of movies. Like, you know, some of my favorite movies is City of God, Pulp Fiction, Scarface. You know, obviously the classics like Paid in Full, Belly. But then I also like stuff like, dang, this is one joint. I can't think of the name right now, but it's the joint where the dude, he meets the girl and he's like, but like they separate from somewhere. It came out in 2004. Jay Electronica actually named one of his joints after this. I forgot the name. It will come to me, but that's one of my favorites. But
is it Waist Deep with Tyrese?
Nah.
No, it's not that one.
Yeah, it's two white. It's a white dude and a white girl, but I forgot their name. It's running blank to me right now. But I love movies, man. I watch movies all the time, so that's what I was trying to get at.
If you could take a political figure in Black history, who would you want to play if you had the opportunity to have any choice of your own? So that's important.
Man. Have they done a movie on Soul on Ice?
I don't think so.
Elbridge Cleaver?
I'm not 100% sure.
That would be a dope one. Just because somebody tried to fry me with that one time, I was like, yo, you kind of look like me. I have my hair out. Like rude. So I would do that just because of that. That dude was ham though. Like just reading that book, like that was crazy. But I got to think on that. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, like, I would love to play that role or play somebody from the 70s or the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Through the whole drug epidemic. You know what I'm saying? One of the kingpins that, you know, lived a high life. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to play one of those roles as well. Just to go back on that history, because I think, you know what I'm saying, it was a bravery in that, you know. So yeah.
A lot on the way here, a lot in store. The casting director's got to hear this pitch that you have, and they don't even have to write it. You could nowadays, with how creative artists are, you could just approach a director with an idea that you have.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true, and it can go from there. So if anybody's hearing this, holla at your boy. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see me in a couple films though. You know, that's definitely the goal.
Myers Park, the cover of this album, or it's more of a project, it's not an album. It's inspired by the Stranger Things, it looks like, the cover.
Mhm. Yeah, I was big on Stranger Things at that time, but to dig deeper in my whole concept of that was you see how on the cover is me and my friends on the bikes.
Mhm.
We are the kids in Stranger Things, but the cops are the monsters, you know what I'm saying, that we are, running from. And that was at the time, a lot of things was going on with like police brutality and just a lot of racism in, the United States, and just a lot of things that can put out absolute fear on a person like me, you know what I'm saying? So this project was me addressing those fears, you know what I'm saying, as a young Black man, but also trying to put confidence in that. And then it also tied in with the school I was going to at the time. It said, like I said, I moved to the South. I started going to Myers Park, which was at the time, like, and still now is a predominantly white school. You know what I'm saying? So for me to put that twist on there was just my whole interpretation of everything that was going on around me.
That's right. It's insane that the inspiration comes about just from what you go through in life experiences and what happens in everyone's lives and what you hear in the news. Rhapsody took you to a rally actually during the whole Breonna Taylor incident that happened.
Yeah, yeah, definitely did, man. And that just to touch base with Kentucky and just see the people out there, hurt, you know what I'm saying, angry, frustrated, wanting justice, you know what I'm saying, it really hit home for me, and especially for my people, it was like, to see that and just see everything that's going on in the news, like, people was in distraught at the time. So to go out and, rally with the people and, what I'm saying, hear their voices and hear their frustration and hear their anger. And I remember we was going to the hotel and people was walking in the street before the rally, like, protesting, like just angry, frustrated with, the whole system. So just to go out there and be a part of that was, super dope. Shout out to Tamika Mallory and everybody a part of that organization.
Do you feel as though that there's finally some sort of change happening in this country? Because when we watched the officers recently that killed the two innocent black people, that they were found guilty. And usually when we watch the news, we think they're not going to get anything. They're going to get off. So
Mm-hmm.
they were finally actually held responsible for their actions. Do you think that there's finally a change going on now?
Um, I like that was, that happened, but that's not enough. I feel like, what I'm saying, that's not enough of all the things that we went through. What I'm saying, justice still needs to be served. What I'm saying, stuff is still happening here and there in these days, and I just want, it needs to get to a point where it needs to stop. But one thing ain't going, erase everything that's happened. And that's one, but I do like where it's going. You know what I'm saying? I do like obviously that's one thing I try to do too, is not, stay stagnant in a situation, but I can't sit here and act like, oh, one to that. And it's like, all right, we cool. But at the same time, I do like where it's going. And we need to see more of that. We need more justice. You know what I'm saying? They need to be more charges being guilty. You know what I'm saying? More cases where folks is being guilty for this stuff. So as long as we keep moving in that direction, I'm cool. But like I said, the job ain't done at all.
No, especially when you look at it and the George Floyd officer, he was sent to jail. I hope he gets. I'm not even going to get into it. I wish he was given the death penalty, but
That
that
it
would
hurts,
never
man. It
happen.
hurts. It hurts, man. It hurts how the situation goes, and all we can do is continue to fight the good fight, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm all about. So
And
that's what I'm all about.
it's just shocking to me because you'll see the other officer recently that was found guilty, who confused the gun from the taser. She was found guilty, but then Rittenhouse, who kills innocent people, he's found not guilty.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. It's like that goes back to the job is not done. You know what I'm saying? It's still situations where it's looking like this, and it doesn't need to be like that. And I'm at a point now, man. It's frustrating, and it's been ways we try, we protest. You know what I'm saying? It still happens, but one thing I can say about this day and age is the awareness. You know what I'm saying? The awareness in the generation, the awareness in our youth of seeing this stuff and speaking out about it. And that's one good thing I can say about, social media is people being able to speak up about these things and, to be out, that it's more awareness. People are now seeing it and, you can't hide from the truth so long. So.
Oh, trust me, man. I understand what you're saying, and just the whole George Floyd incident that went on. When I think it's because everyone was all trapped in the house with COVID. They see it on the phones. So now everyone's forced to see what's going on, because I've been recognizing it for years. When we go back to the other cases that were happening, that wasn't the first incident. This has been going on since the beginning of time. And it's all of a sudden that George Floyd, everyone just finally gets on board and starts protesting together. But this has been going on for years.
It's been going on, man. It's like, like I said, now it's that awareness, but this been happening. There's, how many lives in the 80s and the 90s were taken away? How many lives was played when I wasn't even born? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know none of the history from there, but I know it was still going on. Let's talk about years back before that. You know what I'm saying? We can go down the line. Like you said, it's been happening since the beginning of time. So that is still, I'm happy for the awareness, but we cannot act like this is something new. And that's why we need that change. Cause it's like this has been happening. And I'm just praying for the better. I'm just praying that people get to progress, people get to see a new way, you know what I'm saying? And there's some people that won't be stuck in their old ways. That's just how it goes. But you know what I'm saying? As long as we having this awareness, I feel like there can be a change for sure.
Boy Meets World. This was you going on tour, you actually going on a plane and just seeing the world, being with Rapsody and Knife Wonder. That's what Boy Meets World is. This is what the whole concept is of your EP in 2020. And you had a lot planned, but with some performances and much more with COVID. And when that was at a high point, it's actually getting to a high point now with Omicron out here. It's unbelievable. But you had so much planned that right when that EP dropped.
Absolutely, man. And it was bittersweet, but it was also, it kind of gave me time to sit down and, like a lot of us did, was self-reflect and work on music. Like I got a mic in the crib. I learned how to record myself, you know what I'm saying? And I was just knocking tunes out and, just digging deep in myself, reading, just tapping in with who I am. And, that's one of the blessings, even though, it kept us in the house. And like you said, Boy Meets World was really like, yay, I was meeting the world, and then the world got taken away right after that, which is crazy. But it, like, college, like, it was me going on tour, me traveling with rap, but then also going to college. If you look and listen back to Boy Meets World, it's a mix of, there's hard hitting records on there, with Expedition, and goddamn, it was because I was going to parties all the time. I was in college. I was, going to the parties. We was lit on the weekends. So it was like having that, but then also being aware of everything going on around me. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, different relationships with different girls and stuff like that. And just like a lot of things I touched on, but like you said, it was me literally seeing the world and taking and absorbing that in, excuse me. So that's how I looked at Boy Meets World. And like you said, man, I had so much planned, but everything happens in the right timing. And I feel like now is the perfect timing for me to go out back into the world, obviously when this all clears up. So I'm just praying, man, we get rid of that Omarion, bro. Like, I'm over that. I'm over the Omarion. I'm over the freaking whole Pentagon, the pandemic, all that panoramic, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just over the whole situation. I'm just ready to go out and, tour the world, see the world, and just experience more, get to see these people in, the most protective space.
Get to actually interact with your fans.
Because it's a lot of fans I've gotten over like the last 2 years, but I have not had a chance to really see a lot of them face to face. I did a couple shows in Charlotte, which, was very like, they got the right traction, but being able to, do other shows in different places has been very slim right now. And I can't wait to perform this new stuff. So I'm just excited to go back out there. So let's just hope Omarion goes away, man. For real.
Yeah. I'm hoping, like, can we get the world to open back up again? I mean,
thanks. Like, we got a little glimpse of it and it was taken away from us.
Yeah. Are you still attending A&T?
I'm not anymore, sadly. Like, I'm still like, I'm gonna go back, but this music is calling me right now. You know what I'm saying?
Taking
And
a break.
exactly. I'm giving my full-fledged time to this and, you know, getting where I want to be. But I don't regret going to A&T. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, college is not for everybody, but I also do preach, like, if you have something you're passionate about and that's the route you have to take, that is you know what I'm saying, that's a great investment. But it's also, you have to know what you're getting out of it if you're going to invest that money into it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, oh, college is a scam, but you know what you're paying when you sign up to go to college. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to go there, you better experience. And, you know, obviously the schoolwork is a part of it, but it's also a development as a person, I could say. So yeah, man, it was a dope time. It got cut off because of COVID, but
Virtual learning. I was
right,
there.
I was grateful for the little bit of time that I got to see what college was about. And, you know, it kind of helped me with my music, you know what I'm saying? Getting to meet different people, and especially going to a HBCU and seeing people who look just like me. So that was I really, like, you know, I don't take that experience for granted.
You're putting it on hold. You're going to eventually go back and roll in some more classes. Eventually, once you feel as though you have everything, because you got to focus on hip hop right now. You got an opportunity of a lifetime that not everyone has, and you have to put all your energy into that. You can't worry about school. School can come later. And you know what? Once you finally make all this money that you're going to make, and you don't got to worry about loans either. You're not going to have to worry about
Right,
that nonsense.
right,
But
right. School is
the
always
future's
gonna be
yours.
there. School is always gonna be there, man. That's how I look at it. And right now I gotta, you know, follow my calling and, you know, follow my passion. But I will say, like, I'm very grateful for the little time I've got to go back in school. And you know what I'm saying? If I never go back, it was as long as I did, you know, everything I, you know, set out to do, I feel like I'll be great. But I don't discredit school, and I also, you know what I'm saying, what works for other people work for other people. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you got to go to school, but I'm also
You
not
know.
going to, like, don't go to school. You feel me? So
Yeah, no. Everyone's life story is different. Not everyone has to go. You don't have to go because everyone else does. Because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people that are unemployed out of college. The
right,
unemployment rates
right,
are through the roof, especially with COVID going on right now.
right. And truth be told, man, that was what was, you know, in my mind, like, at the time when I was in school, like, I just was like, yo, like, I had this right in front of me. And especially when COVID just killed my whole,
Ugh.
like, experience of school. So I was like, yo, like, I'm about to go follow this. You know what I'm saying? This can be on the back burner for now. You know what I'm saying? Especially, like, my mom, being from where we're from, they're big on going to school. And, you know, my mom wanted better for us. You know what I'm saying? Because she's like, I didn't have it. I want y'all to have it. And, you know, and this is the way. But I was like, hey, this is my way. And, you know, that's the path I went with.
We're getting into the top topic of the night here with you signing the deal to Roc Nation. Walk me through how this all just went through. This whole deal, when you got the call, when you met with Jay-Z, everything. How the whole process went through. Walk me through
Um,
this, man.
man, it it was surreal, honestly, like, just the whole process of, you know, getting to be a part of the team. Um, I remember going out to LA earlier this year with, you know, with Rap again, just, you know, tagging along. But I was also going out there to, like, you know, do what I could do. I was out there with her. And then Young Guru, my OG, he hit me, was like, yo, I pulled up to his crib. He was like, yo, you can stay here. So I just stayed, him and Rap, we just stayed out there for a month. We was cooking, you know, working on music. And I got a chance to go to the Roc office, and I played them some of the music I was working on. And they was like, oh yeah. They was like, this is dope. And, you know, they said that to me. And after that, this nigga Draft walking. Hey man, this is Draft
What's
one
going
out
on,
of
Drav? Welcome to the show, man.
Draft.
Sports and hip hop with DJ Mad
Nah, you
Max.
good, man. You gotta tell them who you is, bro.
I go by the name King Drag, recording artist on Jamla Records. Are we live right now?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're live.
Long story short, out now. Swanky King Draft, man. I'm on there. Who do you love? What's up, bro? But yeah, so, like, going back to the story, like the whole Roc situation, Omar, the president, I played him some of the stuff. He was like, yo, this is dope. And then I was just working with Goo and rap. And then, I went back home. And I remember I had put out State of Mind. And then like a week after that, Knife had called me and he was like, yo, so Omar saw the State of Mind video. They want to sign you to the Roc. Then Goo called me. Then Rap called me. And I was just like, nah, this is real right now. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, like, I was back in the city, going, just trying to make, like I said, it's been COVID. And I was in the city just working on music, making ends meet any way I could, hustling, jobbing and moving through the city. You know what I'm saying? And they called me on a regular day where I was just moving around. And I was like, yo, like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it just gave me the hunger. It just gave me the hunger that I was like looking for. Not saying I wasn't hungry, but it just installed me like, all right, it's time now. And, because it's something I've dreamed about since I was like young, you know what I'm saying? I've always paved out to want to be one of the most pivotal artists in the game and be one of the greatest to ever do it. So, you know what I'm saying? This is just a stepping stone.
Jay-Z, did he call you once you signed the deal?
Man, I actually it was a connection between Goo, you know what I'm saying? Goo and Hove hollered at each other with the whole situation. I haven't got to talk to Hove yet, but I know that's coming. I ain't tripping, like, you know what I'm saying? So, but Goo and Hove, they definitely, had conversations about me, you know what I'm saying, already. He knows I'm on his radar. So, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And that's what I'm gonna tell him when I, finally get to sit down with him. I'm gonna be like, yo, thank you. Thank you for, reaching out and, picking me, you know what I'm saying, and letting me be able to be a part of this history and just learning the soak up game, and make my own mark.
Just think about it. When you were young, you watched Jay-Z at his Sold Out Garden performance at Madison Square Garden, the Fade to Black documentary, and you said that I want to be a part of Roc Nation someday.
Facts. It was I did a song with another dope artist that's out right now. You know what I'm saying? He's buzzing. His name is Tyler Loyal. And me and him known each other since I was like young. And so one of my first songs I did was called The Roc. And in the beginning, I had the Kanye skit where it's like, I'm the newest member of the Rockefeller team, and I'm gonna bring down the whole damn cream. But I made the beat, and on the song, the hook, I was like, I want to be a member of the Roc. The Roc, man, they was so hot, something like that. But I was literally trying to, I didn't even know at the time I was manifesting that. And, just seeing Jay, seeing Kanye, just seeing what the stuff they did, I was like, yo, I want to be a part of that. And, one day have my own. So like I said, it was manifested. Now looking back, like, man, I manifested this, and I just want to hit the ground running, man. I just want to make as much impact as I can.
Manifesting. When did you start to believe in the power of manifestation?
Honestly, I've always been a manifester, but it was subconsciously. I didn't even know. Like, I was always a person who was speaking things into existence. I always, tried to look at things from a visionary standpoint. But I really dived into manifestation like 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Once COVID like hit and we was quarantining, that's when I, tapped in spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Just reading about manifestation and the power of your word and, all of that, and just tapping into all of these things in my history, my roots. So definitely 2 years ago when I was like, oh, okay, I've been manifesting this whole time.
I just started 2 months ago because I was going through some negative things in my life, and people were like, you should try manifesting. So I did the same thing. I got a journal. I started reading up on it, and all this positive things started to happen. I said, well, this thing, I needed this. Where was this like 3 years ago?
Yeah, man, it's beautiful. And it's like, I feel like the reason why it was all instilled in me is because, like, though my mom always had hardships, she was super spiritual. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that rubbed off on me, just growing up. And I've always just carried that with me. And I just always saw better for myself, saw better for my family, saw better for everybody around me. So I always spoke that, like, nah, if it's not here now, I'm gonna speak it until it's here. And it hasn't failed me yet. So I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing, you know, keep my faith in God and just keep pushing.
What did you do as a means of celebration for signing the new deal at Roc Nation? How'd you celebrate? Right around the holidays and everything? What a
And it
better
was the
time.
holidays. It was my birthday, just turned 21.
That's
You
right.
know,
Happy belated, man. Happy belated
we had to
birthday.
pop some bottles, you know what I'm saying? You know, we had to take a couple little B-Day shots. You know, we celebrated like that, man. And hang with family, really took a couple shots, got lit, you feel me, and then went back to the crib and hung with my family, you know. So it's COVID, so you know, I can't really move around like I wanted to, but I'm just grateful for like those times, those moments with my dogs, you know what I'm saying? Us taking the shots, getting lit, just, you know, celebrating the hard work, all the hard work getting up to this moment and then taking it in with the fam. You know, it was a blessing for sure, especially these holidays.
Yeah. Especially all work and no play this year for you. That's for
Yes,
sure.
sir. Yes, sir, man. We gonna be working, man. That's how I'm looking at it. The work don't stop, but also having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna try to like always remember, you know, going forward is to have fun with this. You know what I'm saying? This is not just work for me. This is actually like something I'm passionate about. So like just being fun and being loose and, you know, like just being me with it. You know what I'm saying? Not being so serious, because then once you be so serious, you start overthinking it. You gotta have fun with this thing, man. So that's what I'm looking at. It's all work for sure, but it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't play though.
Yeah, no. I know what you mean. You mentioned before, now that you signed the deal, it's all about releasing new music. Do you have some artists in mind that you're looking to collaborate with? Because when I look at your EP, you kind of tend to pull a J. Cole with no features.
Yeah, man. I definitely want to collaborate with other people, but you know, as long as it's right. You know what I'm saying? Especially for my projects, you know, I don't ever want to force nobody on nothing. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep everything organic. And, you know, that's just how some of these songs ended up, you know, coming on my project. And if it was just me in the studio, then the project is going to have me. But you definitely going to see a lot of more features. You know, I got stuff obviously with rap on the way. I got stuff with Swizz on the way. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff with my boy Damani on the way. But I want to work with, you know, a lot of people. I want to work with just different genres of folks. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of stuff in the tuck too with other people that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say a lot of names, but definitely a lot of collaborations coming soon.
Mhm. How about some R&B legends? You mentioned Sade before, that you grew up listening to her music. Is there
Mhm.
any territories of R&B that you want to get into as far as collaborations with either present or throwback R&B artists?
Oh, absolutely. I got a lot of, you know, I'm a fan of obviously the legends like the Janets and, you know, the Alicia Keys and, you know, obviously all the legends, the Bees, everybody, but also I'm also a fan of the Scissors, the Ari Lennox, you know what I'm saying, the Summer Walkers, you know, the Kiana Ladays, you know what I'm saying, like the Janae Eikos, you know, just tapping Snow Allegras. So I know all of that's coming in. Being able to tap into that side too, not even just on the rap side, but if I can write, you know what I'm saying, I definitely want to tap in on that as well.
Got to get on some Teddy Riley. You got to get on something of his. That would be
No,
tough.
that's a legend. That would be a blessing for sure. That would be a blessing. He actually did. I was listening to "The City Is Mine" the other day by Hov. Teddy Riley actually produced that joint. And
Volume 1.
yep. I've been bumping that lately.
The city is yours now. Your city. You're-
704, that's the home, man. Got to put on for them. Got to put on for the home.
Yeah. A main message I did read about is that you won't be letting your family down. You won't be letting any of your fans down and Charlotte down.
Yep. Absolutely, man. I just want to, like you said, carry the torch and, you know, build something that hasn't been seen in Charlotte. You know, I really want to take the city on my back and, you know, put it somewhere it's never been put before. And that's what I plan to do. That's how I'm looking at it.
When do you look to drop your debut album? I know 2022 is a long year. We're in January already. If you're going to drop your debut, when can your fans expect it?
I don't want to give them no date just yet.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
want to promise them nothing and they holding me hostage, but I will say my debut album is gonna be something special. And it's been in the works. It's been in the works for years, like even before the deal. Like it's something that I've been in. It's another thing that we talk about manifestation. I've been manifesting this debut album for a long time. So when it's time, y'all gonna see it. It's gonna be something special. That's my goal. So it's coming real soon, though. That's all I can say. It's coming real soon.
I want to see you on KD3 too as a feature.
You said KD3?
Yeah. Nas is KD3. I want to see it.
Hey man, if Nas wanna, let's go. Let's go. I want to spar with the legends. Let's go. I'm with it.
Because
Shout
you're
out to
you're one of the only artists that I see that can really go toe to toe with them. That really could prove with them. As far as what I've seen from up and coming artists, you're in that bracket for me.
Wow, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot. That means a lot for real. Like, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? I look up to them dudes. So just to be able to spar with them would, you know what I'm saying? Not even just to spar, but to make a record would mind blown for real.
All they have to listen to is State of Mind.
Nas, I know you listening somewhere, man. What's up? Holla at me. For real.
It's gonna happen. Anything else you want to mention to your fans and on the show here, man?
I just want to say, man, new music is on the way really soon, man. It's time. This year is about to be special. I'm just excited. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to feed the people. I'm ready to feed the streets. I'm ready to just, take this somewhere it hasn't been taken before. And 704, man, Queen City, repping. You know what I'm saying? Jamla Records, Roc Nation, and Diamonds is in the building. Third World, that's my stuff. So, coming soon, you're gonna see a lot of me. That's all I want to say. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting me from Myers Park, from Boy Meets World. And even if you just hopped on now, you know what I'm saying? It's still early, so y'all about to be in for a long ride.
That's for sure. They have to get used to you and what you're doing in hip hop right now. Here's a great question to close out the interview. When we look back on all these debut albums, Illmatic, Capital Punishment, and just the classics of hip hop, Doggy Style, what's one that's your model in your debut album after that you want people to look back at for years to come?
I'll give you a few. Illmatic, Good Kid, Mad City, College Dropout, and Doggy Style.
Yeah, it's a great combo right there.
Those Ready to Die too. Ready to Die. I can't forget Ready to Die. Ready to Die for sure. But those is, when I look at debut albums, those is what I'm, aiming for.
And they've all stood the test of time. And that's what your album's going to do. We're going to manifest it. You've been working on it for years. The key is not to rush when you make your albums because you want to put out the greatest part of your artwork. This is part of your discography. So you want to be remembered for years for this album. And we're still talking about those debut albums. So I see what you're doing and your approach to it. And that's what's going to happen 100%.
Absolutely, man. And then after that, man, just elevate every single album, man. It's going to be that's the goal to, just attack it like that. You know what I'm saying? And just make sure, I elevate and grow within every album. So yes, sir, man. I appreciate you, man. You did your research too, man. That's super dope, man. Like, I expect some of these questions that you asked.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I put a lot of work into it. Want to make sure my guest gets what they can get the most out of the interview because this is your platform as well as mine because you're telling your story on it. That's how I approach my interviews.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you. You doing your just due, man. Like, you're really important in our culture for real, man. I appreciate that.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that from you. And Reuben, you're always welcome on the show. Once you drop some new material, would love to have you back on too to talk about everything that you have coming forward because I'm someone that cares about hip hop and I appreciate what you're doing. And that's why I reached out to you because I put artists first who put hip hop first. And I'm not talking about numbers. I'm not talking about the party records. I'm talking about actually taking this seriously with their pen, making stories, and who are actual lyricists.
Real. And that's real, man. It's about the culture, man. We just trying to push the culture forward. So I appreciate that you look at me in that light, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I've ever wanted is to inspire and just push the culture, take it to a whole another level. So I appreciate that for real.
No doubt. Reuben, I want you to enjoy the rest of your night. Take care. And I'm looking forward to everything that you have coming forward here in 2022, especially with this new deal at Roc Nation. The sky is the limit.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Domus is in the building. You know what I'm saying? It's time, man. It's time. Let's get it.
Before actually we really close, I let them know where they can follow you on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah,
Forget
you
that.
can follow me on the gram at Reuben Vincent. That's ReubenVincent. Twitter is ReubenVincent with an underscore. You know, I'm gonna be on there. My TikTok is the same thing. I'm not really on TikTok, but you can get footage from me on there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's where you're gonna find me at. And yeah, new music on the way, man. It's time. Let's get it.
Yeah, new music on the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roc Nation, let's go.
Yeah. Reuben Vincent, thanks again for coming on the show. Like I said, you're always welcome. I look forward to having you on again once you drop some new material. Boy Meets World is in the rotation. Myers Park's in the rotation on my station as well. Go support Reuben Vincent. And that's it, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, yo.
Of course,
Sure.
man. Enjoy the rest of your night. I look forward to everything you got coming forward in 2022.
All right, you too, man. Be safe out here in these streets, yo.
You too, man. Peace.
All right, peace and love.